My name is Vladimir Gumilar. I'm director and cluster manager of the construction cluster of Slovenia. And we work more or less in European projects, dealing with transfer of technologies to SMEs. And our members are SMEs and some other type of members. It's a small cluster, but we are active, so it's good for us. But we have a lot of problems to implement all the things which are needed to be done within European projects. So this one is also very challenging in many aspects. So I will present these 4 parts. Firstly, the ECCA in brief. This is a project of COSME Clusters Go International project. And it's 24 months long, and with 3 partners. These are initial partners of the Alliance. This is the main aim, which was defined by the DG GROW. It's about supporting clusters to form partnership to develop and implement joint internationalization strategy and support SMEs in internationalization. That's the key aim of our Alliance as such. And what's important, which is like capital of us, is that we got a label, European label, called European Strategic Cluster Partnership for Internationalization Label, and we can use it when we do our promotional communication activities. It's part of the European Cluster Collaboration platform activities, and really supported well by different services of that platform. And as I said, this is like 25% or even more of European industry, which is clustered to different levels. What is Alliance? It's voluntary, open Alliance. It means it doesn't mean that these are 3 partners. We are inviting other new, which will be interested in our activities, of complementary clusters dealing with particular topics. It means meta-cluster, interesting for inter-cluster collaboration, which is not easy task. As mentioned before, this trust can be a problem, even within the cluster. The field, broad field, broad field is circular economy, and we call it circular construction in this sense, in this field. And the major aim is internationalization. So we are doing activities to get some solution which can be internationalized. So not to develop novel solutions, but to find good, ready for market solutions in building and construction field. The process of setting up the Alliance is simple. We prepared a partnership agreement and a form. Any cluster or supporting organization can send that document. We formed it officially yesterday at the General Assembly meeting, elected the president, and now we are running. It means we are inviting new clusters, new organizations which are interested to our work to join us within, I will tell you now about them, this European Circular Construction Solutions, which I call Lighthouse ones. This is the status of the members. We have like 13 clusters right now, which signed that form, and 3 supporting organizations. That's like formality, but this is the list of other clusters which demonstrated the interest to collaborate in this field. So it's really a huge pool of interesting clusters from all around Europe. And we had to deal with that issue because it's a small project, so we cannot serve them all. And there is also a list of supporting organizations which are not clusters, because we know we have to collaborate with different institutes and like association, and this organization can join, get in touch with us, being a supporting organization. So we have like 50 or even more organizations within our alliance being interested to work with us. So we came upon this idea to develop or prepare and then promote internationalized so-called European Lighthouse Circular Construction Solutions. Why? when we were like analyzing that topic, that issue, we found that it's really broad and it's all around the process of construction, from raw material extraction to the demolition, demolition waste management. So a lot of topics. So we cannot deal with everything, and in some fields there is a lot of knowledge, solution already, market ready. In some fields there is a lot of development, ongoing development, and the products or services or solution are ready, maybe close, but not close to market, things to be improved with additional development activities. So we need sort of focus and strategy how to get to these solutions. So we defined and refined this ELCs yesterday in the technical and general assembly meeting. And European, why European? The idea is that we combine forces, competencies of different clusters, and not cluster as such, but their SMEs, which have particular competencies, particular field, like solution for doing something with demolition or dismalting and so on. And some other clusters, some other countries have some other issue. And there is municipality which would like to urbanize their district because there is just not enough space anymore for this normal growth. So we talk about cross-border collaboration, and that's why this can be also important in terms of promotion. We can claim that it's European, so we try to find the competent partners in different European countries. Lighthouse, we say, okay, it should be something important, should be wide, radical contribution to business, ecosystem changes and so on, a long value chain, closure of material loops, elastic changes, changing the mindset. It should be replicable in different environments, different markets, and so on, have some profound long-term impact. So we have to think in this way that it will be attractive for some other environment, markets out of Europe, because this is our key aim. Circular, it means has to be measured in terms of circularity, according to, for example, resolve framework of the Ellen MacArthur Foundation. We can then say this is circular. We can prove that there are impacts, and also economical impacts, not only the resource efficiency. It's in construction. It means that it's about delivering buildings, infrastructure, but it's also about all other industries which are working with us, and which can provide input as their byproducts and so on. Because these are cross-sectoral loops of circularity. So all that can be here. So it's not only within the construction, even it says construction, and it's about solutions. So it should be complete. Should be different actors should be there, from investors, green investors, to providers of products and services. And these solutions would be somehow novel. So it's not that that's something which is already on the market for a couple of years, but there should be some terms of novelty within that solution. And if you want to go abroad with that, it should be feasible in terms of technological readiness level, should be economically viable, because circular economy should not be something that deal with lovers or believers, should be deal with companies which can sell that solution to their client, customers. We need critical mass of actors around that clusters which are involved in particular solution. So this is what we are doing today here to get new ones, ideas, ideas, who can get involved in that 5 particular solutions, or ideas for new ones, because these are the ones which are like initiated within this small group of active members, partners. We should identify existing market. If we deal something with construction devolution made market, there should be market for it without many barriers. For example, with solved problem of end of waste criteria and that kind of stuff, technical regulation in place and so on. So that's important. And we can also analyze that kind of framework condition within that solution. And that's one of the activities which can be suggested as a part of roadmap activities. And we need interest for internationalization. You know, SMEs are working in that local environment. So this is not easy job to convince them to go abroad. Even they complain all the time that the market's not good enough for them, they have problems and so, but they are afraid to go to some other country. And what's really important, that it's one of the key elements, we need sort of gateway partners. And what we mean by that, we mean like clusters or similar organization in that third markets. Because if you go with some product in construction sector to some third market, you must know the sector, what's the technical regulation over there, what are the conditions, acceptance of that solution in particular market. So clusters, the companies over there knows that, so it's good to establish this relation. That's why I'm happy to have 2 ladies from Mexico here. Actually, they are interested in being, or they are actually this gateway partner. And we are looking for another one. And we know that particular, for example, company has some relation with some entity in some market, and the other in some other market. Some company knows something about the market approach and so on, the market research. And this all competencies can be combined with this European Lighthouse Circle construction solution. And that's what we are aiming to promote that solutions in that markets, which will be identified within these activities right now. We found these 4 ideas, which will be outlined later on within the workshops. It can be changed, a new one can come to the list, no problem. But these are the starting point for our work. And for example, the first one, we see a lot of partners being involved in some activities in Slovenia. And we were thinking about replicability for different markets already within the European projects. So now we are trying to do that within this first solution. And probably some others have the same background or history. And with this approach, we can bridge that value of that problem, bringing new novelty to some real market and to enable growth of the companies. And there are others which are like mentioned. And when we got these ideas, we could map together some particular ideas, like water remediation, mentioned by Zach, and some monitoring of water quality, mentioned by some cluster from Dunter. Without that, communication and collaboration, there could not be this kind of identified synergy, and maybe something can be built upon that fact. And that's how we work. So a lot of communication, identifying opportunities, merging them together, and upgrading them to this European Lighthouse construction, circle construction solution. What's important, we plan to promote that within the catalog. So it's open activity. So any time you or somebody you know can get to us and say, I have this and this solution, I think can be implemented with some help of some other actors in the value chain, and that's what we do. we try to identify the value chain actors which can get provide that complementary synergies, competencies, and so on. So these are the ideas as outcome of your presentations, your projects you presented, and so on, and we can work on these ideas later on. And the strategy will build somehow upon these solutions. We will review the markets, also us to identify opportunities. There are a huge number of opportunities, and there was just one mention from Belgium. I thought they have all problems solved, but it's not the case. And they have a lot of solutions over there. So I'm really happy to work with them, and if they're interested to transfer that solutions to some third countries, third markets, we are really happy to work with them. Then what we're doing right now is this initial and development X, and then feasibility assessment, and then we will see which markets are like interesting for that kind of solution. Partly from this analysis, but more or less out of interest of clusters, not clusters, but SMEs which are over there. That's what is important, and that's our future step of our work, to ask SMEs what they are thinking, which markets are interesting for them, and so on. And it's not easy task to do that, but okay, we will work on in this field. The other action is opening these gateway partners in different identified markets. We have one now in Mexico, but other markets are also mentioned in our plan. Then we will prepare an action plan within that solutions, and identify what are the joint activities and services of our platform to support that. One approach is that we will use existing services which are over there, Enterprise Europe Network, EU Gateway, and so on, national missions abroad, and so on. But also some other, and one of those other is developing a common brand or labeling to help SMEs to promote their solutions a little bit in more effective way. And what's important, like being European. So I think this is like key attracting element, that one SME from one small country, Slovenia, can say, okay, I'm part of the European story. And that's the key aim of that European lighthouse construction solution. Sorry. And that's all from my side. So you're welcome.